Hi everybody, hello there, I hope you're all well, and I'm just settling in for another session of meditation and gentle stretch. So just let me straighten this out. And today's session, I just want to do some chakra meditation, and I'm going to focus on the base chakra. So the base chakra is our pelvis and seat bones and all the organs that's related to this area. And Muladhara chakra and the Svadhisthana chakra sit in front of each other here. So, and this is where we can also get lots of blockages because the food we eat has to be eliminated from this area, and sometimes it's not so easy to do and we get blocked up, and it can relate to emotions. Sorry, I'm just fidgeting, I'm just want to get everything correct. It can relate to emotions of being stuck and not being able to let go. So it's not just a physical, it can be psychological too. So we always think about when we're doing the meditations, it's easier to go through the physical channels because we can actually feel things in our body, but that also reflects our psychic channels. So we just the things that we're not aware of ourselves. So this is why it's good to kind of notice what's happening and maybe try to find some answers to maybe make it so that you're living your full life without getting stuck, right? So this is what we try to do today's meditation and stretches. I'm just gonna start with the basics. It's good to not kind of revisit every time you're doing a session to get settled. Do you see how I was fidgeting? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We got phones, we got TV, we got partners or pets in the house. So there's so much from outside that affects us that is difficult to cut off. So to be able to do that, you have to make rituals for yourself. So my ritual is this: I just sit down. My flower is there, my gong is there, my candle is there, my music, cushions, things. I have to be good temperature. So blankets, blocks, whatever I might need. So once I got all this sorted, then I take a deep breath in and out. Now I'm settling. So I got some lavender oil to encourage more rest. It's quite a good oil because it doesn't react with my skin. Please choose something that is good for you. Don't use something that might cause problems or oily skin if you got oily skin. Lavender is good for blemishes. I know from a fact, but you might be different than me. Okay, so just make sure you're doing something that you are good to go with, right? So I just did that, and I am warming my hands up. So as my hands are warming, the smell becomes a bit different. So it just evaporates, starts going into the air I'm breathing. So I can feel it through my nostrils, and I can start relaxing already. Then I'm gonna go next to my nostrils here, through the skin. I'm going to observe the smell. Top of my lips, looks okay to go there. You can do it without the oil. It just gets a little bit more relaxation. As we age, this is the area that can droop and get really tight, because we tighten our lips when we are getting to think things, as well as the forehead. So all the places where you keep your attention in the face, go and visit. Last session we did a nice neck and head massage. That was so nice. Okay, last time I filmed it, I felt amazing the whole day. So I hope you go and visit that. That was the last week's Friday session. And then today I'm gonna move on to a different area. So I just did a little tap here and there, and I'm okay to go. So we're gonna talk about the base chakra. If you want, you can do a cushion like this. So you sit on a soft cushion. That's quite a big one, so you can move in and out from it. So I want to just stimulate the pelvic region, but I'm going to use a roller. This can be much more challenging, so if you're not in the mood, just use a cushion. So I'm gonna sit like this, and I'm just gonna tuck my tail and then release my tail. and tuck it under, and I'm releasing. I'm gonna breathe in and breathe out. First of all, you're gonna find your glutes, right? So they're gonna be like tight, so they're gonna feel them there. And then I'm gonna go anterior tilt, and I'm gonna add the spine to this. So you're going to tuck your tail, and I'm relaxing my shoulders, rounding my back. And then I go back with the tail, and then I can lift my spine up, starting small. Just breathing in and breathing out. Now starting to notice that pelvic bone, right? And then in between the pelvic bone, you got the sacrum and the tailbone. So you can feel there. Now I'm gonna sit and just rock a little. This is the base of the tail, right? But it gets so sore because the sacral bones are fused, but they do a lot of movement, yeah, so they can move the pelvis forwards and backwards. So this is like an area that can get really tight. This is the region where you're feeling the Muladhara chakra, so this is the place where we feel earth. So I'm gonna go back here because it's really high, so I need that little rest. But if you're on the cushion, you might not need it. It's okay to maybe hold on to the knees, or you can do what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna sit there. Notice the tension. Notice the feeling I get when I'm releasing this tension. Just gentle rocks. I'm starting to become aware what could be here, the emotion that sits here. This is the earth element. So we want to feel rooted. This is our root chakra. This is why it's called the root. This is we pass our excrement. So this is where it goes. So it needs to go back into earth to start this new cycle. So this is where we need to detox from. I just want you to think what you don't let go. It's not just what you're happening in the physical body. It might be just that. Or what's you holding on in the house? Are you holding on to emotions from the past that needs to be let go, but you still haven't managed to let go? This is what I want you to think. We're all different. Some of us are super good, easy to let go physically, but still there might be some blockages letting go of your possessions. Yes, a lot of us feel secure when we have things of our own. That makes us feel secure. That's why we end up having so much stuff, to make ourselves feel we belong. I want you to think at least one thing that is in your house that you don't really need. There must be one thing at least, right? And now I just want you to think, why aren't you letting it go? Can you pass it on to someone? Just visualize yourself giving it to somebody, or giving it to charity, or throwing it in the bin. I know lots of people will get upset when they get rid of stuff. They just can't part with anything. Then if that's who you are, you can't part with anything, and you're feeling upset about it, it's making you feel uncomfortable. Just sit again now, just relax. I want you to think why it is making you uncomfortable. Just something small you're getting letting go, and why is it that it's so hard to let go? Just want you to think about that. And the answer is often relates to something else. It's not the material things. It's something about something else in your head. It's there. In my experience, the people I've encountered in my life, I've had relationship with, friendships with, acquainted or colleagues. People who can't let go, it's just usually selfish, Just they want everything for themselves, and then they just don't think that they should be giving out. Even giving it to charity is too much giving for them. No judging here. We are not judging ourselves. We're just noticing it. But when you hold so much, so you hold trying to control everything that much, you're stopping yourself enjoying life. So I'm just still walking, but this time I'm a bit more neutral on the seat phones. So if you're on the cushion, you can still gently rock the tail, but it's not too much. Do you see how little I'm moving? And I'm still thinking, why is it that I can't let go? I need to let go. I'm just trying to find the answers here. But remember, if you're not letting go, you're stopping the cycle. So your life cycle gets destroyed. So if you can't let go to your excrement into the ground, and you're gonna get it back to the food you eat and do it again, right? This is what we do. We exchange energies constantly. So if you're stopping that, so you're not exchanging energy, it's about relationships, giving things, as well as taking things, you're disturbing your circle of life. It's not going to make you happy. No matter what you think, just have to just visualize this. If it's hard, okay, maybe put it on the side. Whatever it is you're going to get rid of, put it on the side for a week. Just look at it so it's out in the open. Then I want you to just simply just think every time you look at it, are you ready to let it go? Even that doing a little things like that, it's going to try to make you realize. Then eventually, I bet you after 1 week you go like, what am I holding on to? Why can't I just let this go? And letting go, throwing that thing out or giving it away is going to free you. So when you're free, you can start living. So you're not stuck in the past. You're not burning a candle for the wrong person. You're not blinding yourself and not seeing the truth about life. And we are connecting with our own psyche, understanding our own habits that we can change and not blaming others for our shortcomings. This is why we are meditating. So just think about that for one more moment. Visualize yourself, just stop rocking. Visualize yourself relaxing the pelvic floor, your back passage completely. Feel everything's draining into the ground. You're allowing the pass. Knowing that whatever you let go now, it will come back to you again. Because that's the way the life goes. We're exchanging energies. We are exchanging experiences from day to night, dark to light, yin and yang. And nothing should be stuck. Even earth can move. Because we are now coming to spring, the earth will reawaken after a sleep in winter. Things will come back to life. So you're noticing the change within ourselves as well as the nature around us. Now I'm not going to make you do other movements, so just we've done the rocking. So I'm going to sit on the yoga block here. So because sometimes certain movements are very difficult, so I'm going to go 1 foot into the ball of the foot in there. So I'm just stretching that 1 foot. So when I'm there, it's not too much pressure. You might need more than 1 yoga block because of this quad stretch there too. So you just can get settled. You can even push the cushion under your thigh. So when we're stretching here with the toes, you're gonna start feeling the hips. Yes, all the lower body meridians start in the toe. And this one, I've been sitting and stretching the quad, that's gonna come more into the front of the body now. So I want you to hold here. So our stomach meridian gets affected and spleen. If it gets too sore on the toe, you can flatten the toe, which I'm gonna do after a couple minutes. So here we are, resettling. So we're gonna now talk about the front, the Svadhisthana chakra that sits in the front of the pelvis. This is our waterways. So it's also to do with controlling the water in the body and excreting toxins through our urinary tract, right? So this is what the waterways are. So I want you to just feel the foot, feel the leg. You're feeling the connection to the front of the body and the muscles in the transverse here, transverse muscles in the pelvic floor softening. We hold on to the pelvic floor all day long. I want you to try to get it soft now without relaxing too much, otherwise you'll piss yourselves. So you just have to go to a place where you like, how much more can I relax? How much softer can I get here? Just thinking out the water, what it represents. It cleanses, it feeds us, it makes the ground grow, plants, and it also gets in the cycle of life, the circle. It rains, it gets absorbed, and it grows plants. We eat the plants, it's full of water. Also it fills the rivers, lakes, so we can drink it. And when we absorb it, we have to just let it go afterwards. And it needs to keep getting cleansed through our urinary tract and kidneys. So visualizing, purifying in the front of the body, Svadhisthana chakra. I'm going to relax my toe now, so going on the front of the foot. Trying to find my seat bones down. In the front we got the gonads, so the waterways and gonads, they get affected. So they get affected when we're trying to relax here. And the color orange, the Mulara was red, this is the color orange. This is where we feel pleasure also. This is our sexual desires. So too much of it can cause infections. We all experience that in our lives. Too little of it can get stagnant and can get difficulty, itchiness, and all sorts of other side effects you will experience. So it has to be right amount of desire. Yes, we don't want lack anything, and we don't want too much of anything. With too much desire, you end up attaching yourself to the wrong things, trying to fulfill this hunger. So it's not just the food that makes us hunger. This sexual desires also makes us hungry. And we start attaching ourselves to toxic things. So too much toxic, and you're not enough cleansing, it's going to cause irregularities in our body, which can cause illnesses. So we want to relax here. Try to check what's going on in this region, which stage in your life you are. If you're younger, you possibly have too much of it. As we get older, we have too little of it. I want you to just be aware of what's going on here. Not try to ignore it. It's part of us. If we try to stop our desires completely is another blockage, another irregularity, and we don't want this. We want to be balanced. I'm going to swap the legs around next. So I'm going on to the other foot, and I'm going on the ball of the foot first again. I've swapped. I'm trying to stretch my toes. It's quite a lot of pressure even though it's only one foot, so you might need to relax more sooner than me, okay? Still thinking, I know it gets tense, so right now I'm a bit tense here. So I'm trying to soften my stomach, soften my pelvic floor. Check my breathing is good. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm just trying to find out what's going on in my sexual desires. I'm at an age where it's not forefront, it's not there always in the back of my head, because it's getting to the stage where I'm aging and I'm aware my desires are lacking. And I don't judge myself for this. This is only natural that it happens. But I want to make sure I'm connecting with my inner psyche, trying to not get old before my time. So trying to make sure I'm trying to keep connections here. So I know where my pelvic floor is, what it does for me. And I'm trying to relax and forgive myself for lots of pressure I put myself under. When menopause hits, as females we get through a lot of different difficulty in our emotions. Lack of hormones can cause lack of desire, lack of communication, and we constantly trying to punish ourselves, and our bellies get a lot of stress. So I'm trying to relax here, so that I don't create cortisol hormone, which creates more bloatedness. So you need to feel self-desire, self-love, not feeling guilty for things. We are not responsible for everything. We don't have to look after everyone. We need to look after ourselves. That's my story. You need to find your own and see what's happening there. Is there something that you can balance? And forgive yourself for not getting what you think that you should be getting. And remember, we don't always want things that is good for us. Sometimes we want things they are toxic. Just notice what's happening. Notice unnecessary attachments. And let's try to let it go. Now I'm gonna flatten my foot here. Still sitting for a while. Try to soften even more. Breathe, sigh the tension away. I want you to become positive in this area. You are wonderful. You have to desire yourselves. You don't search out for your desires to be fulfilled by someone else. If you don't have self-love, someone else's love is not going to be enough for you, because they won't be constant. Your self-love is constant within you. You need to ingrain it to your deepest psyche. And do not doubt that your love is there forever. And the doesn't depend on other people. It's you. You must do it. So give up stressing in this area. Give up the judgment. Stop judging yourselves. Now I'm going to lie down with line, stretch my legs out. I want you to get comfortable. You can, because we are going in the pelvic region still, you can get a block under your hips to lie that way if it feels good. Otherwise, just lie flat on the floor. This might be too much. So let's see what you're feeling now. I'm not doing anything with the arms. I'm staying in the pelvic chakras, and I just want to think about where it is, how I'm feeling from the front to back. I got this energy bubble around my pelvis. It's nourishing me. All the past judgments I made on myself, I'm trying to forgive myself. All the times I've taken it out on my body, I'm trying to apologize for. Put your hands on your pelvic bones. Feel the energy trying to relax your pelvis. You want to feel okay. You don't need too much of things. You don't need too little of things. You just need in the right amount and the right times. Take your breath. Deepen it. Your breath is your life, and you embrace life, and you want to let go of the toxins, bad habits, toxic attachments to material things or people. I'm gonna get rid of my block and be still on the floor now for another couple minutes here. Just notice the pelvis still. You can get your hands over. It keeps you nice and warm, so you can feel the belly relaxing. You want to feel positive. Whatever pain you went through in your lives, you want to leave that behind. All the traumatic experiences you lived, you want to leave that behind. Do not hold on to pain, no matter how painful it was. You won't forget it, but you don't live with it. You're leaving it behind. You're stepping into your new life. Starting to relax even more. In the deeper psychic level, we are embracing ourselves, hugging ourselves, and self-appreciation lives here. And the judgment and prejudice has no space in our body. Feeling all the things getting settled. You're feeling secure. You feel you belong. You don't need anything. Everything you need is within you. Start moving your hands, your feet. You might want to stay on the floor a little bit longer if you really manage to relax now. I'm not going to ask you to move. Otherwise, you can just move to the side for a little bit longer. And just try to wake up gently, kindly. Namaste everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.